He married my sister, now we're living together. We're roommates in law.
How we doing, Tom?
Hello, Timothy.
How are things?
Things are good. Coming to you live from nasty Nashville, Tennessee.
Nasty Nash. I'm coming to you live from sexy Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago's the best city in America.
We're not roommates, though, Tom.
We're not even in-laws.
We are
Good
brothers.
Good friends. Brothers. We're brothers in comedy.
Brothers in arms.
Brothers in Christ?
Sure. Yeah, it's Brothers in Christ. Isn't it Brothers in Arms?
Brothers in Arms.
Say?
Isn't that like warriors or soldiers?
I guess that could be a little stolen valor. We don't want to do that.
No, I would love to, honestly, but no one. I mean, you look at me, and the closest thing I come to war is like I feel like I'm the guy in like old timey movies where like you know the guy he has the chance to go to college, but instead he goes to war.
Oh, I was gonna say you're like the drummer at the front.
That is one of the meanest things you've ever said to me. I'm like, you know how I'm like the hero in a movie, and you're like, no, you played the fife.
No. Remember how you walked in with a drum and then immediately got blown to bits because no one gave you a weapon or told you what to do?
Dude, I saw one time, I found this book in my parents' basement that was like 101 facts you didn't know about the Civil War. And like the second one was like, there was a fife player that was so talented that during one battle, both sides stopped to listen to him.
There's no way.
What was this book written by that fife player?
Yeah. This guy was ripping so hard.
Like, also, it's a fife. They're on a battlefield. One side can't hear him.
Can't hear shit. The other side doesn't care at all. Yeah. You like a guy's coming at you with a bayonet, and you're like, whoa, just 2 seconds. This guy, I kind of love this part. Can we just listen to this one part?
He hits this high C at this next part. He really kind of goes for it, and it rips.
Oh, that is an incredible fun fact. I think they got to 100 fun facts, and they were like, God damn it. We already named the book. We got to think of something.
What if we just start this one off with a stone cold lie?
They're like, actually, another fun fact is the South actually won. Nobody knows that.
Fun fact about the Civil War, I, the author, have a huge dick.
I'm hogging around town. The publisher's like, wait, you kind of got off base here. What are we talking about? Facts 22 through 37 are all about your dick and ball.
And then we had a nice chunk about your ex-wife. That was weird.
It's just trending more towards an autobiography more than fun facts about the Civil War.
Please come back home, kids, is not a fun fact.
The forward is just literally a letter to his ex-wife. I made so many mistakes.
You told me I would never learn 101 facts. Look at me now, Kathy.
She's like, look going through the book. She's like, none of these are a fact. You still didn't learn anything.
This is why I left you. Thank you for giving me proof.
How's Nasty Nash treating your buns? Oh, you just got there. Never mind.
Just got here. Just got off a nice little flight. What would you do in this dilemma, Tim? I'm sitting in a window seat. I'm starting to get upgraded here and there on Delta, which sucks because now I got to stop talking about how I fly shitty airlines on stage.
Oh, fuck.
But I know, dude. And no one really had. I had kind of cornered the market on that material.
Comedians typically don't talk about air travel.
Certainly not like how it can suck sometimes.
You're fucked.
So I'm sitting on a nice window seat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting on the flight at 7, so I'm gonna nap. I'm going nap time, Tom.
Sure.
And then flight attendant walks back and does are you Thomas? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, you're upgraded to Comfort Plus. Which, first of all, I hate that they do. I mean, there's not really a better way, but like everyone around you is just like, well, look at this piece of shit.
Didn't know we had an aristocrat here back here in coach. Incredible.
I mean, now I'm on a window seat. So now my people have to stand up next to me, and my people, there's my entourage.
Now my whole fucking crew has to move around.
The whole crew's standing up.
Boys, yeah.
And now I go up there, and I'm in an aisle seat. I go from window to aisle.
Someone call that a downgrade.
So now I'm like, but I can't. I've already walked all the way up. I can't be like, I want my seat back.
Yeah, and then you're kind of a bit of a douche if you're like, hey, you're upgraded to Comfort Plus, and you're like, Okay, so what's the situation in Comfort?
Yeah, what kind of seat? Who would I be sitting next to? Because I
Can I
gotta.
go scope out the people? And because if they're gross, I don't want to do it.
That would be amazing. You just walk up, take one look, and you're like,
You're like,
"Yeah, I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm gonna head on back.
I'll
This sucks.
sit in the jump seat." But yeah, it's like it's tough because now I'm sleeping sitting up.
I know. I don't think I would ever give up. I can be anywhere on the plane. If I'm on the window, I'm a happy camper.
I know, me too.
I love getting that little. I'm snug as a bug.
I mean, I had
over there.
my little pillow against it. I was already starting to fall asleep.
Like Tom.
Hey,
Hey, you're welcome. You have to switch seats now.
hey, everyone around you is gonna hate you shortly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think you just got to take the.
You got to take the upgrade. You can't
Take
turn
the
it down,
upgrade.
but it kind of stinks. They
I
should
don't
like
know.
warn you. She should have come back and said, "Hey, you got upgraded to Comfort Plus. It is an aisle seat. If you're comfy cozy at the window, maybe you stay
That's what
put."
they should have done for sure. Would they ever upgrade you to a middle seat? Because that would just be a kick in the
I think so.
taint. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'd hijack the plane if they did that.
Yeah, and Comfort Plus is not like you're not getting up. It's not first class. Oh shit, we got to pause for a sec.
What indicator?
And we are back. Sorry, almost ruined the whole podcast right there.
Hey, I've been doing that pretty much every time we record with this damn microphone, Tom.
We're trying our best out here.
We're trying. I'm sorry. Look at this, Tom. I mean, are we ready to talk about zeros? Are we ready to toss a zero in there?
We're getting into zeros right away.
Because I got, you know me, I like to get my zeros out early. They weigh on my heart, and I just simmer with rage until I get to talk about the zeros.
All right,
I got two.
Okay, you got two. We got a good submission too that I'm gonna read, and I don't have one, so this is perfect.
This is big. Well, you want to go to Mish City first, and then we can get geared up for mine?
Sure.
All right, let's hit the Mish.
All right, this is a submission from Zoe on Instagram. She goes, I was in line at the DMV. It was super crowded as usual. There's a little girl crying and screaming for a long time. Killer day in the DMV. That is a little on the nose, honestly, for the DMV. Like, kids aren't really supposed to be there, but like there is a lot of crying that happens there.
Adults too. I mean, nobody likes being there.
Yeah.
It's a brutal place.
God, the last time I was there, I had to take a written driver's test. Ugh. At some point, a man came up to them and offered her lollipops. For how long she was crying and how old she was, it seemed pretty possible that she had a developmental disorder of some kind. Later, I was sitting in the waiting area. The little girl was still crying, and an older white man in front of me turned around to look indignant. And I thought, uh-oh. Sure enough, when the mother's number was called, they walked past the old guy. He leaned towards them and said, "Come on." Ugh.
Okay.
Then a hero of the week, the lady sitting next to me, instantly yelled at the old guy. That's fun. Well, we have an easy hero.
Easy.
Fuck yeah,
hero.
lady. Also, I'm a little confused by the man with the lollipops.
Yeah, where did he go?
I don't know. And
I thought that's where the road we were taking. So he evaporated.
so because we had little girl crying, and then we had Willy Wonka show up with lollipops. And then he just disappeared.
And then a racist showed up.
And then Sauron showed up and yelled at them.
Kind of a wild day at the DMV. Okay, so I was like, okay, I don't know if handing somebody a lollipop is giving you zero stuff, but he's kind of totally irrelevant in the story.
He's irrelevant. He's just like kind of creepy. He could be either very sweet or very creepy.
She's like, so this little girl's been crying and crying, crying. And then there's like this other guy over here, and he's got like a blue shirt on. Okay, and then they call their name.
And this completely other guy was a dick. I mean, yeah, that's like easy zero behavior. First off,
that sucks.
I mean, anybody with a crying kid, if you give them an ounce of grief, I'm like, I wanna slit your throat.
I mean, what are the kids like kind of slowing down, crying, and the parents like, oh no, hey, turn that back up,
pick that up. Come on.
I kind of love it when you wail uncontrollably and I can't make you stop. It's
we have at least 40 more minutes waiting in this line. You gotta kind of breathe better so you can cry the whole time.
You stretch those lungs out.
It's insane. Anytime people get upset at a crying kid, I'm like, the parent is having the worst afternoon right now.
It's miserable. Now, I will do this. I am guilty of this, and I think we've talked about this. I'll pretend to stretch so I can get a look-see.
Sure, yeah.
And I don't
wanna
know
see
what
what's
that's
going on.
accomplishing for myself. But if there's a baby crying for a while, I guess I'm just turning around to make sure, like, yeah, I mean, they're not currently slapping it in the face, so I guess there's no.
It is just a baby trying to
is.
communicate with the world and hasn't quite figured out
It hasn't
language
developed
yet.
language yet. Shit, guess it just has to cry. I don't know
Yeah.
why I do that though, but I'm like,
I do the same thing.
That is a baby.
My suspicions were correct. That's not a
Mhm.
grown adult.
And then I turn around, I'm like, solve that case. I always feel good about it. It's like there's closure for me there. I don't know what that is. And then the parent sees me, and I always want to be like, I'm not judging.
I'm not sure. I'm all good with this. Honestly, if anyone else judges, let me know. I'll talk about them on my podcast.
I'm gonna be pissed if anybody else judges, but like I'm just making sure that was an actual baby crying. So
Because if it was an adult, I'd have the air marshal blow his head off.
anyway, I'm gonna get back to my podcast with Mark Maron and Chevy Chase. Sorry about that.
But yeah, this is an easy kind of open and shut case here. That's
yeah,
zero of the week.
Not a lot of discussion there. Yeah,
It was to old white guy in the DMV, and that might be our first zero from the DMV.
I know. That
I
also
think
be
I might
our
have had
first
a hero
from the DMV.
Yeah,
Who was your hero?
because I had a
Was it the
lady
DMV
I had a lady who got a big pop, who got a big laugh in the DMV, and I was like, that is hard to do. This is a grim place.
Maybe people are itching for a laugh. They need a little comic relief, and she sensed it. And she said, "Hey, how about this killer line?"
But it's got to be like dark enough.
Right.
It can't be
Right.
cute because
It has to
no
match
one
the
wants.
tone.
Yeah, exactly.
It kind of has to come out of like a deep breath.
I forgot she had a line. It was something to do with waiting longer or something, and I was like, "Yeah, I love this lady."
She uses that she didn't even need to be there that day.
Oh, that was old. That was
Yeah,
not. She was not
for sure.
working
She
on
was
new
not,
shit.
not working new. Then she gets up to the front of the line, and they're like, "Kathy, just you don't have to keep renewing your license. It's fine."
She gets a laugh every time though. All right, so that's an easy zero and a hero. The lady who yelled at him, I like that. Not afraid to take a stance in a DMV, getting a fist fight in a DMV. Honestly,
Kind of wish we'd have got more deets on the actual
on the
lady
yelling. I agree.
Would love a little more deets on that one, but hey, we'll take what we can get.
Zoe,
Good
good mish. Next time, just write it out a little bit. But again, last week we criticized the submission for having too much written out, so
Well,
we're being really stingy here.
Zoe, little more. We're gonna need a little more detail. Don't try to be funny though. We don't need bits.
A little more detail, no riffs. Yeah.
No riffs. Sorry about that. Love you, Zoe.
All right.
Tom, how about this one?
Yeah.
Guys, fucking pissed me off. So I'm checking into the hotel here in Chicago, Illinois, and I walk up to the place. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm checking in." Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, Tim Smith," and I go, "Yep." And he goes, "Card got declined." I was like, "What?"
Said it like that.
Yeah. And I was like, "See," and I didn't really hear him because I had my AirPods in, and I was like, "I'm sorry, what?" And he goes, and there were like people behind me. He goes, "Card got declined." And I was like, "No, what card is it?" And he goes, and he's like ending in 2498, and I was like, "That's not my card." And he goes, and then he like instantly turned back into like, "Oh, well, let me figure this out." But like
I'm
when
so
he
sorry,
thought
Mr. Smith.
Yes, when he thought my card was declined, he was like, "Look at this fucking idiot!" Like he was treating me like
what
such a
loser.
douche. Card got
Yeah.
declined. I'm like, you make $11 an hour. What are you mad at me for?
I feel like his card got declined recently,
Mm-hmm.
and he was treated. This was hurt people.
Yes.
He was treated like shit, and he's like, I can't wait to do this to the next idiot
God,
who
I
tries to
just-
check in at this hotel.
It was just when he said the wrong numbers, I was like, "Buddy, that ain't my card." And he was, well, let me look into it. And then he's, yeah, everything's fixed. And I was like, "You piece of shit."
He's a magician who pulled the wrong card.
Yeah.
Like, no, it wasn't the Queen of Spades.
No, sorry, it was actually a Visa debit card. I'm 12.
I'm 12. It's got $1,000 limit.
A debit card with $1,000 limit.
yeah. Even no matter how much you have.
It technically does have $1,000 limit. That's kind of it's not a set in stone rule though.
Is that just the amount that's in your bank account?
I was like, that's not really like Visa didn't make that rule. I just kind of never break that that amount in my.
That's more of a every bag of chips only has a certain amount in there situation. You're gonna reach the end of this debit card soon.
But yeah, I fucking hated that guy. And what I didn't like, if he would have stayed, if he'd have kept the tude, I wouldn't have liked it, but it would have made more sense. So to me, I was like, oh, so you were kind of loving that.
Well, this all goes back to intent. It's
Yes.
if he stayed in the dude, you leave thinking that guy's a douche.
Yes.
But he's just having a bad day, or like whatever. That's just what
Some
he's
people
like.
are just douches. Yeah.
But the intentional zero behavior, that's what the zero is. It's
Yes.
intent matters. And if
Yes.
you can't keep your own shit out of being a dickhead to other people, you're zero of the week. I'm sorry,
Zero,
pal.
dude. I mean, card got declined. Oh, he said it. I've been saying it to myself over and over. I'm like, I fucking hate this fucking guy. I've been so mad.
This is the exact. I mean, it's beautiful because so many of our zeros are the same guy in my head.
Yes.
Like, this is the same guy who, when I told him his sweatshirt was on backwards, he scoffed at me. And I mean, it's like, it's that same card got declined. It's the same
Arrogance.
Did I tell that story on here? I did, right?
It didn't ring a bell.
Oh, maybe I did. I tried it on stage and it didn't work, so maybe I didn't tell it on the pod. But I was going through. I have a 1 a.m. flight. I'm going through security, and there's 3 people in the whole area. Maybe 15 across all the security things.
Yeah.
And the guy in front of me is like, I think he's like high because he looked a little flustered. Like he was zoning out when they were like, "Hey, come through the thing."
And he does the thing where he like snaps back into reality.
Yeah, he's like, "Okay."
Oh.
And then we go through and he's getting his shit out and he's right in front of me and he throws his sweatshirt, crew neck sweatshirt. He throws it back on and it's on backwards.
Right.
And so I kind of lean in and whisper, I'm like, "Hey, dude, your sweatshirt's on backwards." Being a nice guy. I'm trying to give myself a hero of the week, you know? Yeah. And he turns and looks at me and goes, and then walks away. And I was like, and then I see him over on the bench on the side changing the sweatshirt around.
Oh, I hate it.
And I wanted to be like, "Hey man, your fucking sweatshirt is on backwards." Like I wanted to yell it. Because I'm like, I took the nice route first.
Well, it's like you were only being a nice guy there.
Yeah.
You didn't broadcast it. You didn't make a meal of it.
No,
you
that's
just said,
fine. And I kind of tried to get ahead of it. I tried to like lean in and be like, "Dude, before anyone sees, your sweatshirt is on backwards." I have a suspicion he's high. You get paranoid in the airport. So I'm
trying to help you out. He's doing the thing. I feel like everyone's looking at me, but they are because his sweatshirt's on backwards.
Exactly. I'm trying to save this before he gets to the food court. And now he's just scoffs at me, and I literally was like, "You scoff at me?" I mean, I was in disbelief.
Yeah, that absolutely. Is this a young guy, old guy?
He's about same age as me.
Oh,
so yeah, one of the younger people alive.
So it would have made sense if he scoffed and then kept it moving and didn't turn it back around. Like if that was just something he was doing. I don't know.
Exactly. Or he misheard me, I thought maybe.
Yeah, but he didn't.
No, he didn't, because he immediately walked over to the bench area and took off his backpack and switched the sweatshirt around.
Riddle me this, Tom. What do you think about this shit? Because I've been in this a similar situation where somebody says something, you don't really know what they said, but you don't want to go back and go, "What?" Maybe he gave you maybe he thought you were being like, "TSA sucks there," or whatever it was, and he was going, "Yeah." And then as he walked away, he said, "Oh shit, I think that guy was talking about my," and then he realized, and then he can't come back and be like, "Hey man, I don't want you to misinterpret that as a scoff."
Yeah, I mean, it would have been kind of wild to revisit the scoff.
Yeah.
So you do probably just keep it moving if you do have that realization.
So what do you think about that? You think that's a possibility?
I would prefer to believe that he died in a car crash when he landed wherever he was going.
Oh, no, he did. He was too high to drive, and he wrapped his Toyota Corolla around the lamppost for sure.
It was a rental, too, and he did not get the coverage.
The cop just comes up, and he's like, "Hey, you wrapped your car around this pole." And he's like, "Whatever."
Also, your sweatshirt's on backwards. I hated this guy. It was so funny because I landed at probably like, I don't know. Well, no, I saw whatever. The show is the next night in Cleveland, and I get on stage and I opened with talking about it, and I was like a minute into it, and I was like, I have no jokes for this.
You're like, "Well, kind of can't land this plane." Shit.
The only way I got out of it, I go, "You guys can tell how upset I am about this, though, right?" And everyone starts clapping. I'm like, fuck that guy, right? It's like, yeah.
You're like,
I was
okay,
like,
I'll go
sorry.
back into the stuff I wrote.
Yeah, it's like, I'm sorry I opened on that. I have jokes. I really can't stop thinking about this guy.
Give it up for Tom. He's like, there's a fucking guy in the airport. You know
I
what
said scoff 38 times in a minute. Like, scoff! He scoffed! It's very Larry David-ish.
It's like, okay, boy, he's had a tough day. Okay, we'll just let him get it out, Tom.
Anyways, that's the same energy as card deck got declined.
Card got declined. It's like you're supposed to say, hey, I think there's been a problem with the card. It didn't.
Yeah, card deck got declined. Do you want me to run it again?
Yeah, something.
Yeah,
card got declined. You fucking loser.
Offer no help.
Zero
Have fun.
help.
Have fun sleeping in the streets, idiot.
Yeah, he wasn't like, do you have another card that you want to use? Do you have nothing?
No.
I guess you don't have any money. Oh, actually, it says here you have no money. So
sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Next customer, please.
You can leave actually through the doors you came in, and that'd be great if you could just sprint out of the building because you're embarrassing yourself. Oh, I really hated that fucking guy. Yeah. I had a little time last night. So I don't know if this is a zero. I don't know if I'm the zero. I don't know where I'm at in this situation, but hey, Tom.
Brother, I've had that thought 30 times in the last week.
I think we're going to figure it out. Here we go. So at the Old Town Ale House, greatest bar in America.
I've been there once or twice.
We've had a couple of times there.
We've had a couple of borderline sunrises there.
So we're sitting up. We got the good table. We got the booth at the front in the windows.
We talking walk in, turn right, walk in, turn left.
Walk in, turn right.
Oh, great booth.
Just the best booth. It's the best. You can see everything. You're secluded. You can shit. You can chat. It's
a lot of real famous people have had times in that booth, which is
including
great.
Tim and Tom.
Yeah, roommates-in-law. Some would say it was an origin story.
So I'm sitting there with comics that I haven't seen in over 2 years, and we're having a good time. We're catching up. We're riffing. We're raffing. Great time. Girl comes up. And she's like, hey, excuse me. So me and my friend over here, and she like points to this like schlubby guy at the bar, and he's just like just kind of hammered. And she's like, so we were like having this argument. So like I wanted to get y'all's take on it. And she just like goes into this whole thing. And I interrupted her. I was like, hey, no, we don't care about this like at all.
Man, I could just picture you doing this. And boy, was it mean.
It was not mean.
Well, okay, so let me back up one clarifying cue here. She interrupted, correct?
She interrupted a group of friends that none of us had seen before.
She had no intro to the group. Was she at the show before?
No.
So she's not like, hey, I know you guys are the comedians. I want your input on this.
No. She just came storming on up.
This is odd behavior.
Right. And then she's like, oh my God, she got so offended. And I was like, no. It's just like, we don't care. Like, we don't have to entertain you. Like,
that's a great line. It's not our job to keep you entertained right now.
Yeah, like, dude, you go live your own life. Don't interrupt ours and then make us all stop what we're doing and go, oh, okay, yes, let's dive into whatever discussion you had with that fat idiot over there at the bar. Like, let us live our lives. I don't care. Leave, lady.
I don't know. Yeah, no, I don't see you handling this gracefully. But I don't know because here's where I'm on Timmy's side. Is you saved the group. Like you were the spokesperson. Everyone was thinking that.
Right.
No one was like, I'm dying to hear where she's going.
Like, oh, I bet this is going to be a really entertaining thing for the next 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah, and I particularly love how I can't finish my story right now because she just jumped in.
Because here she comes.
So that's where it's like you kind of jumped on the grenade and you got ahead of it.
Right. It could have been a little more tactful.
Yeah, it could have been hey, I'm sorry to cut you off. We're like catching up. We're old friends. I just can't do this right now.
Well, I mean, it's well documented that you have more social graces than I do. I jumped right into, hey, We don't give a shit about this.
We don't care, and it's not our job to keep you entertained. Take a hike, lady.
That is what and she was like, you are the biggest asshole. And I just had to be like, no, it's not that. It's just not on us. You don't just get to insert yourself into any social situation, and we all have to play by your rules now. We're all talking about something else.
Your logic is sound here. I don't think you're the zero,
execution,
but I don't think
great.
she's a zero either.
Yeah, because it is kind of typical bar behavior.
Exactly. It's
like
it's kind of like sitcom-y bar behavior where like they're having an argument. They're like, let's get these guys input.
Yeah.
But she had a little main character syndrome going.
I think that's what annoyed me the most.
And you're like, yeah, no, we weren't sitting here saying what's watermelon until you came over. We're not background actors here.
Yeah, we're not. We weren't just sitting around going, God damn, is anybody going to approach us with something?
And we've been here for a while. Not one of us has been asked about this girl's high school friends.
I mean, it's just something, and I don't even know what it was, because that's happened a million times in a bar, and it hasn't annoyed me. Something about it was like her entitlement to our lives.
Yeah.
And it just drove me insane.
Yeah.
And then, boy, did I tee off a little bit.
She comes up and she's like, okay, so what you didn't know is the story was going to be, I have this nomination for Zero of the Week that I was going to send in, but I wanted to run it by you guys first.
And I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Like, this has nothing to do with me.
Just couldn't believe it. So I don't know if I'm a zero, if she's a zero.
I think that's a zero free territory.
Zero free. It was a clash of the titans. I guess
it's a miss by her.
It was a miss. Yeah, it was a miss.
And she just happened to swim into shark infested waters there. Because Timmy had a couple and he was ready to let someone hear it.
Timmy had a few. Timmy had was about 3 vodsodes in, and then she came walking up, and the eyes went black, and then the mouth started flapping.
This isn't going to go well.
Ooh, she's going to leave this interaction feeling bad.
How's therapy?
But then I asked, I was like, "Wait, was that wrong?" And they were all like, "No, not wrong at all."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Again, it's like that's the group wanted that. They just someone had to do it.
Right. Leave it to old shark eye Timmy to let that one out.
Old shark eyes.
Card got declined.
God.
Can't believe that guy. But yeah, let's see. Had a fun little one over at the Zane Town. We were talking about this, Tom. We were talking about a couple of bits we were trying to work. The bit that I was like, this one is for sure stone cold. It's gonna murder. Let's make sure we get this thing on tape so we can go to Clip City, toss it online, get 12, 13 likes, something big. And then I had a couple that I was like, I'm going to play around with these and, have a little fun. The one that I just had full confidence in, 4 out of 10 reception. The ones that I was like, we'll see how these goes. Just going to Cooktown.
Well, yeah, Tim, first off, congrats on the new Cooktowns. That's nice.
Love new.
Secondly, we're in a business of trial and error, and it's horrifying.
I know, but doesn't it make you question your own, like your reality when you're like, no, like I know, yes. I know enough to know that this will work, and then these probably need some work, and then it's completely wrong, wrong.
Yeah, it's
oh, nice,
nice. So I don't know where to start now when I go back to write another thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I was like, well, okay, I don't know if this feels good or bad.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It's maybe one day we'll get better at that. But I feel the same way. It's like I write stuff that I'm like, well, this is probably a fully fleshed out bit, and then within a week, it's like there's 1% of it remaining,
or it's just completely gone. You're
or
like,
it's gone.
That was so bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that scoff at the backwards sweatshirt thing is coming back, though.
Yeah,
I haven't quite figured that one out yet.
I'm going to try to use card got declined as my new catchphrase on stage.
Card got declined. I do have a new kind of catchphrase.
Oh, yes.
It's the just getting started joke that I pitched you.
Well, wait, what's the catchphrase?
It's squatting and going, just getting started. It's so fun, dude.
And you know what else? It's like a great line for like if you like hit a lull in your set or like have an awkward interaction or a joke doesn't work, you can kind of just riff like, "Hey guys, I'm just getting started." So
Dude, I did that exactly. We got the same brain. I did that on like Saturday. I tried a brand new joke and it just completely flopped. And I was like, "Will you guys cut me some slack? I'm just getting started." And
did it smash?
Crushed. Dude.
Oh yes, God.
It's so fun. Well, because people also like it's just any sort of callback. People are like,
yeah, they're like, he's alive. He's actually in the building. This guy
Yeah.
did something off the top of his head. But it is
I lost you.
found over there.
There we
Tom,
go. Yeah,
is a little get out of jail free card.
I know. I
You
love
found-
that.
You found a permanent escape hatch, and that rules.
Yeah, rips.
Makes everything so much easier. But now you're pretty married to that joke, though.
I know. I also need to tell it like early in a set.
You got to say it early, and
it's
it
like
really
not-
has to cook.
Here's the problem: is like the joke itself is not even that good. It's the callbacks to it are hitting harder. So I need to make the actual joke a lot better, and then
Yeah,
that'll be-
it's kind of tough to tell that joke, and it just does very mid, and you're like, but just wait, guys. I'm gonna
wait until like I mention it 3 or 4 more times. Wait till I close on it. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I mean, if you can get that joke to start really cooking, I mean, the callback is just going to be unstoppable.
I tried it after 2 different jokes as the last line in a joke for a callback, and it worked both times. Completely separate, different jokes.
And you really hate to be this guy because this guy always really annoys the shit out of me, but like, pretty good name for an album.
It's a great name for an album. Although I will say I'm making fun of the phrase "just getting started," and if I named an album or a special that, I wouldn't want people to think I'm actually using that phrase seriously.
Well, if they listened to the album, they wouldn't be.
I know, but how many people actually listen?
Well-
Everyone in the world is going to be like, Jesus, this is kind of a douchey title.
No, Tom, people are going to listen to the album.
I guess. I don't know.
And if they don't, then it's completely inconsequential anyway, because then they don't give
True.
a fuck.
True. Boy,
Tom,
speaking of being close to recording an album, I've been doing some bad open mics lately.
I was like, what is he about to say?
Dude, because I'm trying to just commit to just doing the shitty grind in LA and
Crawl
getting in
down.
at these clubs. So I've been at the Laugh Factory Hollywood open mic the past couple weeks, and I thought the other ones were bad. This is an abysmal group of folks who are.
This is the one you did last night, right?
Last night and the week before. Because like you go and then if you do well, you get a callback and then you get a longer set. For the
And now,
next
is that
week.
what you were? This is
So
the
that-
one you did a bit of a longer one this time, right? Though.
Yeah, so then I went
Okay.
a little longer yesterday, but then you just get a callback again, which is just like getting upgraded to Comfort Plus. It just makes everyone around you hate you more.
You just got a reserve spot.
Yeah, and like everyone kind of has to pay attention a little more to you, and it's
Like, oh,
you
here's
get
the
up
guy
there
doing 10.
and everyone's like, "This guy, who is this?"
Well, they're going. Why did he get to do 10 and not me? This guy
Never seen
sucks."
him before.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, it's the past 2 weeks has been the same thing. First joke just flops, doesn't matter what I open on, and then you can kind of cook because it's everyone else is doing it for like the first time.
Right.
Then you like people are like,
Well,
oh,
are you
shit.
getting real people in there, or are these just
No, it's all
comics looking
comics.
at their notebooks? Okay.
It's all comics, but it's all comics with real delusional thoughts.
Comics, then. Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. See, I could have just left
Yeah,
it
I can
at
tell you haven't
comics.
been to a mic in a while. You're like, I mean, some of these guys at these open mics are delusional.
I know. Oh, I haven't been to like this level of like.
It's,
I mean,
yeah,
I think there were 4 people where it was like the first time they'd done it yesterday.
sure, yeah.
So, but some great. First off, some great stage names. You know,
Oh no, was somebody the comedian?
we got the one though.
Just the one?
Like a name, the one. I forget. It was like Kenny or something.
Kenny the one.
Yeah. We got. I feel bad calling these people up, but this isn't. It's not hate. It's just fun. It's y'all love Eddie.
That's the name.
It's the full name. We got Royale, spelled like royal, but like Roy Al.
Did that person riff on that?
No, but he was wearing a jacket with it on it.
Oh shit.
Some people say the merch should come after the jokes, but I disagree.
You got to preempt the merch. Was it a? Here's what I'm picturing. I'm picturing a letter jacket.
Wow, you're spot on.
Mm-hmm. Big cursive writing.
We had that. Yeah, it looked like a Kansas City Royals letter jacket. Then we had, dude, this is my favorite. This made me laugh so hard because we've seen this before. Lady gets up there. She's like the hottest person in the room for sure. She gets up there and she's like, I'm from Lebanon. So this is the first time this group of ghoulish men has paid attention because it's a hot lady. She gets up there. She's like, I'm from Lebanon. Could anyone point out Lebanon on a map? And probably like 8 or 9 people clap. And she goes, that's right. No one. Oh, man.
I love like when you could just tell that was happening. A bomb could have gone off and she would have gone, that's what I thought. Like
someone could have pulled out a map and pointed out at Lebanon.
Literally right there.
And she would have said,
literally no one.
No one. It made me laugh. So, I mean, I was like giggling in the back for a while.
A pre-written line. I mean, the crowd says yoke, Tom. I love a pre-written line.
Pre-written crowd
pre-written
laugh.
Riff on the joke is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Because when it's out of place, it's so... And sometimes it's a little less obviously out of place, but it is still... It just feels uncomfy. Like that what's
the classic one that we love?
Well, yeah, we have it's from an album that we quote a lot. I know it word for word, but we can't quote it on here because you do that all the time, and then I have to go back and edit it out. Thank you so much.
Sorry. But I just love it's like, make some noise if you've done this, and it's like uproarious fucking applause break, and they're like, yeah,
told you I was alone.
Just what I thought.
Yeah. I knew,
and everybody's kind of looking around like, wait, weren't we all just clapping?
Yeah, I guess. All right. Well, I missed the point on that one then.
I love it. All right, who had some good? I mean, was there any good at the open mic, or was it all just insanity?
Oh, it was mostly insanity. Wait, I thought there was something. Oh, I didn't write this down. There's something else that happened. Oh my God, this is amazing. Yes. So if it's your first time, if you're not on the callback spot, you have to be clean for 2 minutes.
Okay.
So that's what I had to do last week. I was clean, 2 minutes, and just like one of the better sets of my life. I got like at least 4 or 5 people chuckling, and so now I get to come back and be dirty this week, and that was fun. They're dirty. I've never said that
classic
before.
Tom. Finally, let him loose. Let the kid play dirty.
But I'm in the back, and there's probably like a 70-year-old man next to me who's waiting to go up, and he turns around and walks back. He might have been older. Yeah, he was definitely older than 70. And he wanders back towards the manager. And somebody's on stage just bombing. Silence, crickets. And right after a punchline, everyone just hears the old guy go, "Could I say but?" Dude, it was amazing.
Did it crush?
It got a huge pop. But like everyone just turns around in the seats.
I mean, if he would have asked if I can I say ass, not nearly as funny.
No, butt is
can
so
I say
funny.
butt?
Also, like how he ended up using it on stage was like, "Get your butt back here." Like it was so harmless. It wasn't like eating butt.
Yeah. That would be funny if he's like, "Am I allowed to say butt?" And they're like, "Yeah, that's no problem at all." He's like, "All right, so I'm getting fucked in my butt."
Oh my God!
They're like, "Okay, well, the other part was the
you guys
issue.
ever come in a
fine.
butt?" I mean, it was so funny. Like comedic timing wise, I'm like, you're gold, dude. That was the funniest thing that's ever happened.
That is kind of the beauty of the open mic circuit. Is there's so many people like where we're at now, like the comics or like the comics you'll see, like they're around and they're not going anywhere. But like an open mic is you're like, there's a really great chance I'll never see any of these people ever again.
Better than not, yeah.
90% of these people, this is their first time and it's also their last time. So you kind of get a thing that only exists in that little moment. I know that's like life in general, but like, you know,
it's beautiful in a way.
Yeah. You see like a bunch of comics and you're like, oh yeah, I know this joke. But like these people, you're like, this might only be said this time.
1,000%. Well, because also you see a lot of people not understanding what stand-up comedy is that it is written shit. So it's people getting on stage and just talking about their day, and not in a way where a comic is like, earlier today I was at, and it's clearly a lie. It's like, no, legitimately this happened when I was trying to park my car, and it's not funny at all because you didn't write anything for it.
And there's like, okay, so what else is going on? That's when they started hitting the what else is going on.
What else did I want to talk about? Also, a lot. It's amazing. It's a 2-minute mic. A lot of people going. I'll leave on that. About a minute back
to the room.
Yeah, time back to the room, dude.
2 minutes. God, that's so much fucking fun.
I'm kind of loving it, honestly. I mean, I was hitting the mics pretty consistently right when I first moved out here, and it made me sad. And now I'm kind of past that, and I'm like, I don't care. I'll just watch it. It's I'm getting the fun little callback spots, so that's probably why. Talk to me after I don't get one of those, and I'll be like, this is the worst.
Oh, you'll be in a full spiral. I got a call at midnight.
Yeah.
Like, Tom, it's just an open mic. Enjoying it. They can't hurt you. It you know, you do have to make the entire circle. You have to go from, it's like nervous. Oh God, this is terrible. Oh God, I hate this so much. God, I don't give a shit. Well, let's just do this thing.
Yeah. Yes.
The open mic circle is a dark one. It's dark.
Yeah, there's not there aren't a lot of positives in it aside from maybe you could get out of it.
God, what's a positive of an open mic? Obviously, when you're not
the friends you make along the way, dude.
Damn, that's so true. Fuck, I didn't even think of that.
Me and Royale are hanging out next week.
I mean, stage name. Shout out Ken Flores. A lot of people don't make the adjustment.
This is one of the biggest come ups of all time
that you've ever seen. Was the name switched from Too Skinny to Ken Flores,
and now he was on the marquee at the Improv last night.
Yeah, and he does the United Center. He's absolutely massive now. And here's you wonder, would it have happened as Too Skinny? Same guy, different kind of branding though.
I don't
you know? Would people have gotten on board with like the name? I don't know. He's still the funniest guy.
Who knows? He's so funny.
Ken rules.
Yeah, this is interesting. Ken. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think he's at the level that he's at now if he stays with the name.
With Too Skinny. But I mean, I think he was getting enough good advice. Somebody tossed some good advice at him. And shout out to the kid for listening to it.
Dude, huge move by Ken.
We love Ken.
Trying to think, I had maybe a 0, but I decided to downgrade it because it was the same behavior as I exhibited. I'm sorry, it's a lot of travel stuff because I've been on a lot of flights this past week. But remember my TSA thing? How I felt the need to tell the TSA guy that I'm usually pre-check.
Sure.
So I saw a lady. You know, we're deep into boarding, and she just goes in the Sky Priority line, skips the general line, walks all the way up to the front, and the guy turns her away.
Love it.
And then she argues for not long, so she clearly wasn't in the right.
But she had to try.
It was like the confused, like, are you sure? And then she was walking back down past everyone in general.
Was she kind of shaking her head like, oh, was she acting confused?
She said out loud, I usually am Diamond Medallion.
Yeah, of course. Just kind of to no one.
To like all of us. And I was like, oh, lady, I've been there. It's not zero behavior because it's not intent. It's embarrassment.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it comes out of a place of embarrassment. And you go, well, I have to justify what that just was.
Yeah, to these people I'll never see again.
And that all have their headphones in and are currently listening to Mark Maron and Chevy Chase. None of them care.
But side note, I think people board with the wrong group a lot. I think it happens a lot and they get away with it a lot. And the narc in me is kind of appreciative of the gate attendant that notices.
I'll tell you, have I told you my absolutely legendary James Bond getting through the airport to catch my flight on time?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Oh, this is probably, I would argue, the coolest thing I've ever done. It was
Okay.
awesome, and I was so proud of myself.
Maybe you have, but let it rip again.
I think maybe I've told you this, but it was a moment where I was like, you know what? When the apocalypse comes, your boy might be all right. You know?
Because you can sprint through an airport.
Yeah. Well, no, because I can lie and manipulate my way into things.
Oh, you
that I
have
need.
told me this. Yeah.
Oh,
well,
fuck.
keep it going. No, keep it going. 'Cause
Well,
this is fun.
You know, I show up to the airport very late, 100% my fault. I'm trying to get home for Christmas, and I thought, well, at least this is a slow time of year. I probably won't need to get to the airport that early.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Show up, you know, my flight boards in, I want to say 38 minutes, and I'm just walking into the airport, and it is
That's fine.
slammed.
Oh, and you're not pre-check.
No. Slammed packed, Tom. And so I'm like, there's just no way that I'm missing this flight. So I go, you know, I have to like check my bag. So I just go right up to, you know, the kiosk, and a lady standing there, and I smelled the weakness on her, and I was like, oh, hey, I'm sorry. I was actually just putting my bag up there, but something happened with the scanner, and they have to have me reprint it out right here. So I just need to print this out real quick. And so I printed out my tag, cut right to the front of the other line, used the same lie. I said, I was just up here checking it, and there was an issue. So can I just jump right in front of you right now? Sure. Gave him my bag, got rid of that, go get the security line.
I mean,
security line is out of this world, but they have the other security line that is for like the diamond medallion.
Yeah.
Nobody's over there. So I go running over there, and the guy's like, hey, and I was like, hey, this isn't, I'm not, preacher or diamond, but whatever it is. And I was
priority.
Sky priority. And I was like, but they're so slammed over here. They said they're going to start sending people this way. I'm just the first wave. And he was like, oh, okay. Go right through the security line.
That is a crazy lie.
Dude,
also, that guy sucks at his job.
Well, it was like so hectic. He wasn't gonna let me go walk over there and make sure you're not lying to me.
Yeah.
So he's just like, all right. So I get through a little security, grab my shit, put my shoes on, sprint to my gate, make the flight. I sat in my seat, and I was like, I am James Bond.
I'm Jason Bourne.
Yes, dude.
Oh my God, it's Jason Bourne.
I truly felt like a secret agent. I was like, that ruled so hard. I just lied to everyone I came in contact with to get on this flight to go celebrate the birth of our Lord with my family.
God, that's huge.
That's not bad.
That is a nice day. I also moral of the story is you got to get pre-check because that's insane. I mean,
I know
you're going to be flying for our career for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I do have to get pre-check. It's just pre-check is one of those things where it's like such a weird inconvenience that I never make the time.
Get to the airport 2 hours early one time.
Yeah, 2 hours early.
Yeah, and then you'll never have to get there early again. I checked my bag 4 minutes before my flight was boarding today, and got through pre-check in 2 minutes, got to my gate a minute after it started boarding, and then I strolled right onto the plane. It is.
Because I thought you were being sarcastic when I said 38 minutes, and you're like, oh, that's all good.
Yeah, I was like 38 minutes. What were you gonna? You had to take a shit, maybe a nap, hit the D lounge?
I mean, maybe I'll just. I guess I could just do it on my flight home. Just get there early.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the pre-check button.
Hit the pre button, dude.
All right, I gotta hit a pre. Fuck. But then I don't have any more fun stories about me manipulating the system and coming out on the other end clean. And
well, you're gonna try doing that again, and it's gonna fail at every corner, and then you'll lie deeper. You're just panicky. You're like, I got it. It's like gambling. You're like, I got to double down. I one of these is gonna hit.
I'm like, I'm a part of the Secret Service, and they're like, dude, they look at my ticket. They're like, you're pre-check. Just go through. I'm like, all right. Just trying to relive
You're
the
trying to just lie to people pretty aimlessly just to get one over. Where you run out to the curbside guys and you're like, hey, I already checked my bag out here. And they're like, all right. And you're like,
and I'm like,
got
yeah,
him.
so don't, you guys shouldn't even worry about where my bag's at because I already checked it. They're like, sir, this is a CVS. I don't know what you
Oh God.
Had to squeeze one in. Tom, where are we at on time?
We're coming up on it. I got one more thing.
Uh-oh.
If we can we got 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah, lay it on me.
Well, actually, no. I had an adorable real life moment. I'll share this. I was in the emergency exit row on a flight coming back last weekend, and I sit down. I'm in the window. Guy in the middle seat is like this older gentleman, and then we got kind of a zero exhibiting. He's showing early pre-zero behavior.
Early signs. Yeah.
He's early onset zero.
Onset. That's what I was looking for.
And I couldn't think of it.
Damn it.
He's in the aisle. I'm waiting. I'm like watching him like a hawk, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm going full spy, headphones in, nothing playing.
Sure.
He ends up being harmless, never really does anything. But we're getting the emergency exit talk from the flight attendant, and she does something I've never seen before. She actually took the pamphlet out of the seat pocket, because they say like please review the security briefing in the seat pocket in front of you, but no one has ever looked at that.
Even considered that.
It's like a children's like picture book thing. It's like drawings. So no one looks at it. So she actually takes it out and she's showing it, and then she hands it to the guy in the middle, and I can tell he's just kind of holding it like I don't want this.
Yeah, just being polite.
And I'm in the window and I have the pocket, so he has to hand it to me eventually. But he kind of looks around, and I go, "Don't look at me. You're in charge." And he was like,
"Harmless."
Yeah, like trying to, and he goes, "Wait a second. The instructions in the pamphlet are different than the ones written on the door." And we start riffing. We're like writing a sketch. Me and this old guy. I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of awesome. No one has ever noticed that before. Like they've never updated that." I'm like, "That's how like we're crashing. We're sinking in the ocean." And he's like, "It says the handle twists," and I'm like, "The door says it pulls, not twists." And he's like, "You said I'm in charge." And we're like riffing this out, sitting next to each other, like getting laughs. And it was
getting laughs from other people?
No, from each other.
Oh, just you two.
But
Yeah,
like,
that's still very, very fun.
Oh, it was like amazing. And then he finally handed me the pamphlet. He's like, "Here, I don't care about this." And I was like, "Yeah." And I put it away. And I was like, "Man, that was like really beautiful."
It's honestly, you should probably write that down, because that is kind of a fun little sketch.
It is, honestly, because it's like, it's one, no one has ever noticed that the instructions are different, but they were. I looked at it, and it just had like an outdated model of the door in there. So it was like a twist, and this was a pull up.
I mean, that would cause major carnage if something did happen.
Yeah. It's a huge oversight by Delta.
I mean, wow, Delta. Might have a little suit on your hands there, but I mean, it is, going back to what you said, that is a beautiful moment. It's the open mic moment. It's like that awesome little thing is gone, gone.
Yeah,
but it did exist,
and no one really on the
joy
plane.
Right there.
We didn't really talk because it was an early morning flight, so like we didn't keep it going.
Right,
but it was kind of ideal, honestly. Oh,
that was fun.
We lost you.
Hey, that was fun.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go to bed now. You do your thing.
I'm gonna take a nap. Yeah, but that was good. That was good. Let's get out on a big pop.
Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, Glenn, and that rule, but I'm gonna hit the sack. I'm gonna catch a few.
It was awesome.
Love that. I love it. All right, Tom. Let's put a bow on this fucking thing.
All right, this comes out tomorrow. I'll be in Huntsville, Alabama.
Hunts.
And then Atlanta for the weekend, and then Kansas City next weekend after Thanksgiving. Where are you gonna be?
Kansas City's. I'm gonna be. Do you have a reference song?
Nope.
Okay. I am going to be in Wisconsin. Well, this comes out. Oh, I'll be at the Comedy Cabin tonight in Wisconsin, Janesville. Come say hello. We're gonna riff a. Then I don't know, 2 hours the other direction in Wisconsin. I don't know if you want to go to those. I'm posting that on my Instagram.
You're in Chicago. I mean,
a bunch of shows, Wisconsin, hey, or Chicago. Make the drive. Why the hell not?
Don't drive.
Don't.
All right.
And then early December, I'm going to be in Phoenix with the great Jeff Asmus. Riff.
Let's go. CB Live.
Time. I believe so. Yeah.
That's huge.
It'll be huge.
There we go. All right. We love you guys. Will you tell a friend? Send us a 0. We like the submissions. Sorry we make fun of them, but that's just how we show love.
We love you. Bye.
Bye.
He married my sister. Now we're living together.